It's been 15 years since the first Apple iPhone was launched. The Apple iPhone first went on sale on June 29, 2007, about 5 months after it was originally announced on January 9, 2007. The company's CEO at the time, Steve Jobs, presented the new smartphone with Pocket Lint to a large audience. "This is the day I've been waiting for the past 2 years," he said before making his first phone call to Jony Ive during a Macworld 2007 keynote. Stay with us to know more. It's hard to imagine now, but the first iteration of the iPhone didn't have features we take for granted today, like copy and paste, 3G, and definitely not 5G or even apps. Heck, you can even sync it via iTunes on a desktop only. Since 2007, Apple has adapted and changed the iPhone's design several times, ditching a plastic metal design with the iPhone 3G and 3GS before moving to glass for the iPhone 4, 5, before glass made its comeback for the iPhone 8 models, iPhone X, and iPhone XS models. The company launched iPhones with 5G, upgraded cameras, and more in 2020, before releasing the iPhone 13 range in 2021, and following it up with the iPhone 14 family in 2022. The iPhone hasn't escaped criticism over the years. There's been Bendgate, Antennagate, and even some claiming their beards got stuck in the casing, but it's still a great success story. In 2007, the world saw an innovative product in the form of the iPhone. Since then, iPhones have gained immense popularity as a trendsetter, style symbol, and convenient device. As a result, Apple introduces new iPhone models to the market annually with very few changes. Apple unveiled the iPhone 6, which finally elevated the iPhone to a more modern smartphone. But the iPhone 6s manages to pack some surprising horsepower into that larger body. While one of the iPhone's biggest selling points has always been its camera, the iPhone 6 takes that concept to the next level. The iPhone X was a true paradigm shift in design for Apple. The iPhone X finally shrinks the huge chin and forehead of older iPhones and brings us a nearly bezel-less design. But that change means rethinking how we use an iPhone without a physical home button. Apple's solution was simple: just swipe up. It was a perfect example of less is more design language. The iPhone X was the first iPhone with Face ID, which lets you unlock your iPhone or apps using your face, and it packs an OLED screen to boot. It set the foundation for the design still seen in the iPhone 13 series. The iPhone X also sets a new standard in terms of price. When it debuted, it made headlines as the first $1,000 iPhone. These days, multiple flagship phones will run you $2,000 or more. Whether you've got deep pockets or you think that smartphone prices have gone insane, you can't deny the impact of the iPhone X. People question whether upgrading from their previous iPhone to the latest one is worth it. Or are they paying extra cash to buy almost the same thing under another name? Let's face it, a lot of people buy an iPhone because of that gorgeous Apple logo. And since Apple introduces new models every year, the iPhone's shape and design rarely undergo major physical changes. Buying a new iPhone might make sense if you have a model that's 3 or 4 years old, but if it's only a year old, you won't see any significant changes. We all think the iPhone 7 Plus and 8 Plus are strikingly similar, right? Try going for iPhone 11 or higher models that at least have a different looking body than the iPhone 7 and bring new things to the table, such as the absence of a home button and facial recognition. Upgrading your iPhone every year can only bring minimal changes to the exterior. So if you already have an iPhone 13, there's no need to stress about the iPhone 14 launch. Apple understands that most iPhone users will not upgrade to the latest flagship every year. So it produces devices with similar features that continue in newer models for a certain period. You also get regular security updates, bug fixes, technical changes, and long-term iOS software support. Apple ensures its support for older iPhone models with the latest updates for a certain period. So you don't need to buy a new iPhone to enjoy the latest fixes and features. For example, iOS 16 is available for iPhone 8 and up, which is impressive for a phone coming out in 2017. Typically, an iPhone receives all major and minor system updates for 5 to 6 years. After this, the performance of the phone may deteriorate. Many people buy iPhones because of their ability to outperform other smartphones due to Apple's software optimization. Unlike Android phones, the iPhone does not hang or freeze while in use. Even in older models, you will find fewer defects. Even older iPhones work smoothly if you only want to scroll through your social media, send emails, and play light games with mediocre visuals. But if you are a professional gamer or want to play graphically intensive games, upgrading to the latest iPhone model can be a good option. As long as your iPhone receives regular updates, it probably won't malfunction or freeze. If you don't want to play games that require a more capable processor, the performance improvement is negligible if a user upgrades their iPhones every year. Apple fans expect a new iPhone every year, but we've seen little to no variation in the market and trends among users. Also, there was very little change in the general features as well, making users question the need to spend more money for almost the same thing. Consider the iPhone 12 Pro, 13 Pro, and 14 Pro models. Apart from the size and color of the camera, there is nothing that stands out. All these devices support the latest iOS 16, face recognition, memory, battery timing, water resistance, and connectivity. Incremental changes available in recent models are generally unnoticeable. People call these phones future-proof because the older models have the latest features, looks, and technology for a perfect user experience. Can we please bust the myth about poor iPhone battery performance? Of course, it's a different story if you own an outdated iPhone that doesn't get any updates, but not if your iPhone is only a few years old. iPhone X to recent models has a good battery life of 15 to 24 hours, requiring minimal charging. If you don't play heavy games or watch movies, you need to charge it once a day. Your phone can provide normal peak performance for at least 2 years of regular use or 80% of the battery's original capacity. After that, you may start to experience less time and need to recharge more frequently. If you feel that your iPhone battery is draining faster than before, try factory resetting the device to eliminate the creation of unnecessary files. Usually, this solves the battery drain problem quickly. And if resetting your phone doesn't work, you can replace your iPhone's battery for anywhere between $49 and $99 instead of spending close to $1,000 to upgrade your iPhone. If you like to take high-resolution photos, a high-quality camera is essential. If you think Android phones have the best cameras, just look at the latest iPhones. Although iPhones boast world-class cameras, iPhones have different camera modes that allow users to take photos that match their setup. Compare the iPhones that have come out in the last 2 to 3 years, and you'll quickly see that the cameras have advanced to a point where you can't feel the difference except in low-light conditions. From panorama shots to slow-mo and time-lapse, these modes are enough to eliminate the need to carry a DSLR. When your current iPhone has all the necessary camera features, what's the point of upgrading to a new model every year? iPhones are known for their sleekness and elegance, but most people prefer this smartphone because of its longer-lasting power than its price. Apple launches new models every year with surprisingly similar features, and users get confused about whether they should upgrade. If your iPhone has a great camera, gets iOS updates, and has good battery life, upgrading may be a waste of money. Also, look at the features and see if you are okay with your current models. That way, you don't have to worry about an expensive upgrade. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, do like, share, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel.